Make no mistake, this is actually some Gestapo shit. That was Newark Mayor Ras Baraka being arrested outside of an ICE detention center. Or inside an ICE detention center after he was dragged inside. And that's important. Keep that in mind. What mainstream media is reporting is coming mainly from officials. I'm not saying that as an attack. This is still unfolding. However, we are hearing a different account from people on the ground. So federal officials are claiming that he was trespassing and ignored multiple warnings from Homeland Security investigations, and that this was all because of an unlawful protest at this facility. The issue is people who were actually on the ground are not describing it this way. While yes, Ras Baraka was on the ground for a demonstration and a press conference, which are both legal, by the way. These appear to have taken place outside of the facility. These organizers were on the ground with him and a couple of members of Congress because they claim that this ICE detention center was not approved by the city. So in their videos from the moments immediately following this, they're claiming that Ras Baraka was actually allowed into the facility and then arrested. Now, of course, I can't verify these claims, but they do differ from the claims coming from federal officials like Homeland Security, who are claiming that this group, in fact, holed up in a guard shack and refused to leave. They also claim that the facility has proper permits and everything. Obviously, this is a very different version. Ras Baraka has come to this location multiple times and given press conferences multiple times from the outside, as he's allowed to do. Members of Congress who were there called this an abuse of power and claims that he was conducting an oversight visit, which to me sounds like it's in line with what the organizer said of him being allowed into the facility. I think it's also important to note that Ras Baraka was the only one to get arrested. If the federal claims are true and he was one of a group that was barricaded in a guardhouse, which I still haven't seen, then why was he the only one arrested? Which now brings me to the footage we saw. In the footage, you can see that Ras Baraka appears to be in a parking lot that is outside of the facility, as far as I can tell, along with everyone else in the public, and he's being shielded by people who are surrounding him, including Reps McIver and Watson Coleman, who it appears are trying to prevent his arrest, which, by the way, they can be arrested for doing that, and yet they weren't. Clearly focused on getting Baraka, they then drag him into the facility and then arrest him once he's inside that fence. Now, that's at least in part going to be about getting away from the crowd, but if he wasn't on that property in the first place, then it doesn't appear he was trespassing. Regardless of what happens, this is important to remember, and by the way, why I film demonstrations, because we cannot just trust the official account. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy has released a statement saying that, he's outraged and is calling for his release, etc. But one of the organizers claims that when they reached out to Murphy's office, they claimed that it's not his job to stand up to the feds. It's early, so we'll have to see what happens, but keep a close eye on it and things like this.